Well, Jimmy, it's good to see you.
Nice to be here.
Yeah.
Nice to see you too, John.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about this story of yours. What happened 2.5 years ago to cause kind of concerns about your health?
Well, I was out playing golf, or should I say, trying to play golf, you see.
So what happened next?
I said, so we were walking up together, and we just got to my ball, and all of a sudden, I just said, Jack, I'm going to go. I said, the next thing I was down with my back. I said, I never lost consciousness.
No.
I said, but the strange thing was I couldn't see Andy.
So I presume at this point you were whisked into hospital, were you?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
They took me into the Western.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, the time I got to the Western, I'd come round and I felt not bad at all.
Mm-hmm.
See? And I thought, what am I doing out here? I said, I'm okay.
So they presumably did a few tests, did they?
Yeah, and another doctor came up to me and said, I want to send you for a chest x-ray.
Right.
I said, so I had an x-ray,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was transferred from the Western to the respiratory clinic in Gartnavel.
Yeah. So what were the results? What did all this show?
Well, I found out I had a large ball, a large cancerous tumour,
Mm-hmm.
you see, in the top of my right lung.
Yeah.
See, so from Gartnavel, I was taken to a clinic where they took a biopsy
Mm-hmm.
to see if it was malignant or not malignant. I said, well, it was malignant. I was on 6 weeks of radiotherapy.
So did that have a positive effect or not, Jimmy?
Well, you don't know what's really happening because there was no pain. I felt tired. I get tired easily. I said a wee bit nausea, not a great deal, but I had no desire to eat a lot.
Yeah.
You see?
Well, you got very thin, I think, didn't you? And
yes, I lost 2.5 stone eventually.
yeah, and I know your wife Betty was worried about you, and certainly we were worried about you.
Yes.
In the church.
See, but I was conscious of prayers on my behalf. You see, and I was in God's hands.
Yeah. So what was the big thing that changed? What happened?
Well, my pastor John, Judy Anderson and Rachel Taines, two of the lady deaconesses, were invited up to the house. They came and we had a communion service.
Right.
They prayed for me and laid hands on me.
Mm-hmm.
I said, now, something remarkable happened to me that day.
Yeah.
I said, now, John and Judy laid hands on my head as they were praying.
Mm-hmm.
I said, now Rachel Taines was sitting half kneeling on the carpet where I was sitting.
Mm-hmm.
And she placed her hand just right in my chest there. I said, now something incredibly happened. It got hot, red hot.
Mm-hmm.
Not just over my body, but just where her hand was red hot.
Yeah.
I said, I believe something had happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I had no evidence.
So when did it become clear that something dramatic had happened?
6 or 7 weeks afterwards. I said, unfortunately, Margaret Wyburn, a member in the church here, was with me.
Mm-hmm.
And when we seen the doctor, and the doctor was quite pleased with the results of my x-ray and everything else, she said, well, we've looked at your CT scan, your CR scan, we've looked at everything today, and there's not a thing there.
Wow.
There's nothing at all.
So it was a miracle.
She said, all you've got just now, you've still got a cancerous tumour in your lung,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the size of a green pea.
So were they surprised, the doctors?
Well, I think they were delighted with the result.
I'm sure they were.
You see? I said, I was overjoyed to hear that.
Did you notice a difference in your health thereafter?
Yes. I would say now I'm a wee bit more breathless than I was at the time.
Mm-hmm.
You see? Now whether that's because that the a lot of fluid which is solidified in the bottom of my lung and they took some out but they couldn't take any more.
Yeah.
I said, so I gather that's probably why I get breathless if I rush.
Mm-hmm.
I said, so I do everything at a snail's pace now, and I'm coping not bad.
Yeah, and you did get back to driving and playing golf a bit for a while.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I was in a golf range 3 weeks ago with my grandson.
Fantastic.
I said, now, once his studies is finished on the 23rd of April, I can play Bishop Bright's course,
Mhm.
I can play the Cannon Castle, I can play Ross Priory, because I can hire a buggy.
And what's the doctor saying now? I think, was it your son, Gordon, spoke to the doctor not so long ago. What was the doctor saying at that point?
Well, he says that I'm a miracle.
Yeah. And your hope is, I think, you want to be at Jamie's graduation,
Yes,
which is, a year in the summer probably?
yes, because that's just the first thing I asked the Lord for. I said, keep me going till see my grandson's graduation.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
that,
said,
would
because that'd be a first for the Thomson family.
that will be fantastic.
So,
Yeah.
so there you are.
Well, thank you so much, Jimmy.
What a total
You've
pleasure.
clearly met with Jesus in the miraculous.
Yes, I would say so, John.
Yeah. And God has been glorified.
Yes, it has. God's good.
Yeah. Amen.
Amen.